I cannot click. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. So we are starting the meeting. Kit, I think that you shared together with the agenda. No, I shared the agenda and you sent the notes that were sent by Susie. Also the notes from Bartek. Yeah, I need to also ask for forgiveness, guy, because I've been dealing with my thesis project and I'm still not completely full back, but I hope that for next week I'm completely back, and I couldn't do more than few things during the past month, so I couldn't send the notes for the approval, but I remember, Kid, that you sent notes, right?
Fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Susie, can you hear us? Oh,
Let's try this. Let's shut down.
Guys,
Now
I
we
see
can.
you.
oh, I was going to say we can hear her. So anyway, did everybody read those notes?
Yes.
Okay, can we, is any comment, anything that was missed from missing in the notes, or can we vote
The
for?
notes aren't the director's report. There's something else.
The minutes.
Oh, the minutes.
Do the minutes myself.
So can we have a motion to approve those notes?
I move.
Perfect, thank you. And any seconding? I heard somebody seconding it, Peter
No.
or Ward. Perfect, so everybody in favor? Say hi. Anybody against or abstention? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, Lisa?
I abstained because I did not review them.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 votes. We need 5 for the quorum for the approval of the meeting. So I guess that we will have it on standby until next meeting. Okay, so Lisa, that's fine. I guess that we can do that.
Why aren't you voting? We have 5 people who qualified.
No, we have 4 people.
Who were Anne, Susie, Maria Elena, Peter, Ward.
Susie's not here.
Susie's not here.
Susie is having trouble.
Oh, she did. She can't.
She's back off.
Oh.
Yeah, she didn't vote. That's the thing. So, but I mean, it's just to have a standby until we have the confirmation, I guess. It is, yeah, sorry for that.
Okay.
Okay, so the next point in our agenda is a report from the director that you send us to Kit.
I'd like to pass, we have 2 guests. I don't know how long they can stay, but we certainly have Linda Law. And I'd like to pass to her, and then I'd like to introduce and welcome Allison Poe. So can we start with, please, Linda Law? So that she can give us an update on this great news that she has for us.
Perfect. That works for me.
Can you see me? Can you hear me okay?
I can see you tiny there, but I can see you and hear you perfectly.
Yes, good glasses do help.
Yeah. And I have just how long do I have? Just so we gave you 15. Okay, great. Thank you. So I'm the executive director of the Holler Center and the founder of the Virtual Museum of Holography, and we're in the process of moving to Kingston. We're a 20-year or more not-for-profit that was started in Queens, and as a center for the holographic arts, providing access for artist residencies and exhibitions. And that was under Anna Maria Nicholson and Dan Schweitzer. Anna Maria is now retired and is our board chair, and we lost Dan. And then the whole center was taken over by Martina Mongrovis, who ran it for about 8 years. And during COVID, she went back to Australia to renew her visa and then decided to stay there for the time being because it was the middle of COVID. And I ended up taking it over as of just over a year ago. And I had already been working with the Hollis Centre as my fiscal sponsor for the Virtual Museum of Photography. And we had been working together very closely for a long time. So now, in the past year, we've been beginning to look for spaces in Kingston, and we've been running online courses. We've been running online seminars, which reach a global audience, I should add. There is a holographic community that is spread around the world. And we're in this next stage of both looking for a space here and putting out grants. And in January, I was invited to be part of a think tank at NISCA on immersive technology. And out of that, we were all invited, those that were in that think tank were invited to submit proposals for a one-off grant. They had funding for developing programs that would introduce immersive technology to New York, with a particular emphasis on inclusion. And we applied for that and got that grant.
Oh, you got it.
We got it,
Excellent.
yes.
That's
And hold on 1 minute. Susan Lynn, we can hear you. You're on. We see you in 2 screens. We see your face and then we also hear you on another screen.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial it.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. So, this grant, in our planning stages, I was networking with organizations all over Kingston. I reached out to Peter.
Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Oh, God.
But anyway, I was reaching out to all sorts of communities, and
You
as
have
we
not
we
entered any
developed-
numbers. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
we developed a project.
There's no way it could be.
You entered 485555203. This meeting ID does not exist. Goodbye.
Well, we hear you. Shall I continue?
Yes.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
I'm gonna try to text her.
The second screen you should close out, and so you're, I don't know what's going on with that second screen.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press.
She's trying to connect with her phone so she can hear us.
I just.
She's up there. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Shall I go ahead?
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
okay. So this project, we were advised to select artists to work with us, and they gave us a list of artists who they recommended. And
They
one of-
meaning
NISCA, a Media Arts Fund, for this particular project. But that didn't exclude other artists. But as it happens that one of them totally leapt out to me. She had done 2 residencies with the Hollis Centre,
Yeah.
made holograms with us, and is working in virtual reality. And then she recommended to me of someone she's been partnering with, Matt Gant, who is doing his PhD at RPI, who knew Pauline and works with immersive sound. And so the 3 of us got together and put this project, made a plan, and which got accepted. So I approached RUPCO to let us have use of the Kirkland Conferencing Centre, because that will hold up to 70 people and has 3 big monitor screens and internet connection. So that's a great environment for us to do some experimental work. And we developed a plan, which is still, we've got some more work to do on tweaking it and getting dates and all this, but to give you the overview, we will have, I think, 6 workshops for 70 people. that will come from all communities in Kingston, and it's free. And in those workshops, we will be introducing virtual reality, augmented reality, and doing a project in that using an immersive environment called Mozilla Hubs, which doesn't, you can view it with a headset on, but you can also view it on a regular computer screen. And
Connected to the internet browser, Mozilla?
Say it again?
Mozilla is what you said.
Yes, yes.
Connected to the internet browser?
To the Firefox.
Yes, it's all connected in with them.
Oh, interesting.
And so it's a virtual world, sort of like Second Life, but I think taking it a stage further. And you can, what we will be doing is developing a virtual Kingston. So we want people to bring stories and photographs and ideas, and we will develop a platform in Mozilla Hubs as for Kingston that will be then established and then can be built on further. We will also offer a workshop in holography, and I'm looking for a space for us to have an exhibition of holograms in September. And I was talking with Kit about the possibility of including it in the art walk, and we're also, Matt he's been offered a small grant through MPAC and through his PhD program. And we're trying to see if we can plug that in with us to do an Avatar Orchestra performance. Because Norman Lowry now lives in Kingston, and we could do a mixed reality. They have been experimenting with mixed reality for their performances. They were working exclusively in Second Life before, but they are now working with other platforms too. So we're proposing to do a performance where Norman will be live with us with his masks, but you'll be able to see the other orchestra performers on the monitors in the Kirkland facility. So you'll see people in different locations around the world performing all together with Norman, with his masks, as a part, which is another form of immersive experience. We have a small budget for equipment, not like $1,000, that's going to buy us some of the basic equipment that we need to do some immersive sound, and a headset and a display. But Sony have a new display, and they have agreed to loan us one of their displays, and I hope we're discussing possible sponsorship of the Holo Center a bit further down the line. So I'm opening the door to a possible relationship with them going forward. So we are also planning some workshops with kids. So I think where we're leaning to is to do those in September and October. We have until the end of October to complete this grant. So I've been talking with Frank Waters at My Kingston Kids, who's already been doing workshops with VR with his kids. And yeah, great. He's really out there. and also Drew at Center for Creative Education, and we have yet to get together and do our planning for this, but we're exploring the idea of doing something with them, perhaps with immersive sound, maybe with Pook, and doing something with spatial sound, but we yet to have those meetings.
Cool.
So I'm hoping that this will be a really great way for us to introduce the Holo Center to Kingston. And as we gear up right now, I'm about to launch a really big fundraising campaign to manufacturers of holograms that are making lots of money around the world from holography, and hoping that they will pitch in and become sponsors of the Virtual Museum of Holography, and help us to get a good space in Kingston that will allow us an exhibition space, a place where we can put in what we've been donated a ton of equipment. So once we get an appropriate space, we can start offering both workshops in holography, but also artist residencies, and do some experimental work of our own in there too. But we need a building that will give us a really good basement with vibration. We're away from any major vibration, but also has an exhibition space for us, and offices, and a studio space. We need about somewhere in the 2,500, 3,000 square feet to really accomplish that. But I know there are potential buildings here, right, not far away from here, but we will see how that all goes. And I'm open to suggestions. And I'm also open to suggestions for possible spaces for an exhibition. Kit has suggested the Lace Mill, and I have yet to reach out to them. I believe that's a Rupco building. I'm not quite sure who I have to go to for that yet. Or if there are other possibilities of spaces for September, I'm willing, you know, I'm open to all possibilities and suggestions.
How many square feet are you looking for the
For an
exhibition space?
exhibition, we'll cut our cloth accordingly. You know, we could, you know, we have, holograms require space.
Yeah.
You can't put them, cram them together.
Yeah.
And we have to custom install lighting, and HPs has to be custom installed, so those things have to be taken into account too. And we also have to think about, you know, monitoring, somebody being there, you know, to monitor and guide people, because most people don't know quite how to look at holograms. Their first experience, they tend to look at it as a photograph, but you know, it's a volume of space that they're exploring, and they have to learn to do a dance with the image. You know, it's an interactive process, really. So, and the security of it too. You know, these are valuable, unique images. So.
That sounds good. Thank you, Linda. And I have a question for you. You mentioned that you wanted to do different workshops, and that exhibit, I think you say in September, because those things need to be done before October. That is the end of the grant.
Yes, the end of
Okay.
we're looking to start probably June, July, we'll begin this series. It will be.
Oh, okay. So you don't have the dates. The dates for the workshop have not been scheduled yet.
No, not yet. Hopefully we're going to do that next week. We have our next meeting. I just moved, and I'm
Yeah,
checking
that's
out
fine.
Spectrum right now, who have not put in my service.
Is there a website that eventually we can go and see, you know, when the information is being shared, or will you email us that information? How we can have access to that information?
Right now, there's nothing up on our websites, but we have 2 websites with a lot of other material about the Holland Center and the Virtual Museum of Holography. Once we have these dates all settled, then it will be up on both websites, and I'll be able to forward that to you. But we have to pin down those dates between us yet with the artists, and then confirm them with Rupco, because we have to set those dates in stone with them for the booking of that space, which they're giving to us for free, which is great.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, but that sounds very interesting. I look forward to hear more about that. And you say also that the workshops are free, are for any age. Everybody is welcome.
The summer workshops are mostly for adults, and you know, I mean, teenagers can.
Another, okay.
You know, but the ones in the fall are going to be really for younger kids through the Center for Creative Education and through My Kingston Kids. But we have to work that out yet. You know, and those will most likely be after-school programs. And hopefully, if we can get a space, we'll have an exhibit in September, and we'll do the Avatar Orchestra performance then too. So
that would be fun. You know, maybe, I don't know if you would like to try also with the Old Dutch Church. It sounds to me that in the community room, that would be interesting to have that concert that you were mentioning, to have different screen with people from different part of the world, and also something happening in that space. Just as a suggestion, because I know that you said that you're looking for different spaces.
which space were you saying? Sorry.
The Old Dutch Church, the community room, which is next door to the to where you live.
Oh, does it have monitors?
No.
No, we need to, I think we would need to do it in the Kirkland so that we would have those monitors, and they've got all the equipment that we need. That was the beauty of that space. And that will hold 70 people. So but thank you for that
Yeah,
idea.
the church will hold 700 people.
Yeah.
But
The other,
we don't have the equipment, we
No.
can't do
yeah,
it.
the other thing that occurred to me, I don't know if eventually you would like to talk to the people from O Positive.
Definitely. I mean, once we have the dates, then, I want to put the word out everywhere. I mean, what another possibility may be that we're going to try and fit this in as well, for the Cornell Cornell.
Oh, that's
Community
true.
Center.
Cornell has a lot of space. Yeah.
But that we would do something specially for them. We would come in and do something with them.
Gotcha.
So there are lots of possibilities, and we will be hiring some assistants. There is a small amount of money in the grant for us to do that too. So we can draw from the local community for that as well.
Let us know about that. 'Cause
Okay.
we'll send that as well,
Okay,
especially our youth.
great. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm hoping, that I can network with all of you and get the word out. So it's open. It'll be first come, first served. We can seat 70. So.
Well, I know also that the LGBTQ Center has a nice monitor.
We do. Yeah, I just don't think it's the right space for an exhibit.
Okay.
We have to really do queer programming, and so
Yeah.
this is not specifically, but doing some sort of workshop with our youth to talk about, modern technologies and stuff.
Right.
We already talked about this, but I
Right.
think that's super appropriate.
Right.
for our
I mean, it is intended to be very inclusive and to introduce the public to this technology, because NISCA, I bless their hearts, have decided that it's important for the public to become aware of this technology, because it's going to affect everyone's lives.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Linda.
How lucky we are to have you in Kingston, Linda.
Well, I feel lucky to be in Kingston, frankly. I think it's very exciting what's happening here right now.
I just want to say that it's been such an honor and joy to be, in large part, helping to support, the organizations like the Center for Photography Woodstock, who also have been adopting our youth organizations right under their wing, going forward, supporting. And here you come too. You could be by yourself and just say, I want to be a gallery and just do that. But, I see you without a building. Without a building, you're applying for grants and you're finding space and you're operating before you even have an address. And I just want you to know how much we appreciate that, because that just shows that you really want to be in Kingston.
Oh, we do.
Yes.
We do. We've continued to function without a space through COVID, because we were doing all this remote stuff. And we've had a community that has been sharing with us globally. So I hope that we'll become a destination too, in terms of
Yes.
people coming up from the city to come and see this and to come to Kingston, because you're doing all of this for the arts. And I feel we fit in with that very
Thank you.
well.
Thank you so much. Really
It's
appreciate
my
it.
pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, so I guess that Alison, we will give you a few minutes to introduce you. So I don't know if you know the rest of the commission, but well, Alison is the new director. Well, not so new anymore, since February, right?
Yes, February 1st.
For Arts Mid Hudson. So thanks for stopping by, Alison. So here are the commissioners. So commissioners, would you like to introduce each one of you? You know me already, and Marilena, but and you met with Kit too, right?
Yes, hi, Kit.
Hey.
So we have Peter.
Sure, hi Allison, my name is Peter Criswell and I'm on the Arts Commission, but I think also you and I have had a little back and forth. I'm an Ulster County legislator representing a section of the city of Kingston, and I sit on the committee that funds the arts on the county level. So you and I should have further conversations.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
And we have Ward. I see you so small there, guys. Oh,
Oh, there's Ward. Yeah. Hi.
you don't introduce yourself, Ward?
I used to be very close to Arts Mid-Hudson. I've been feeling quite distant from it in the last few months, so happy to change that status one of these days.
Okay. Then we have Anne. I have you next into the screen. Oh, you're mute. You're on mute, Anne.
Got it. Thanks. Ann Bailey from Bailey Pottery Equipment in Kingston, and have been active in the arts here for about 10 years and longer through my business. Founding member of the Arts Commission for Kingston, and also a founding member of the Midtown Arts District. We have received grants from Arts Mid-Hudson, and our business was recognized in 2016 as arts business. So I'm glad you're here. Linda was part of our commission, as you know.
Yes.
And, it takes time to develop relationships with people, and we are looking forward to getting to know you, and you're in an exciting place. So congratulations on your appointment, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you. And Lisa?
Yes, hi, Allison. I'm sorry, my camera isn't on. I'm sick today. And I'm not fit for public viewing. So
But we appreciate that you're doing your best to be with us here.
my voice is yeah, it will suffice. But anyway, we've met over email. I'm the Midtown Arts District's executive director. I'm fairly new myself. I started in July, though I've been working for the organization from a volunteer through since its inception in 2016. I joined the commission this past fall as well. I'm on the board of the Ministry of Mahat, which is a not-for-profit spiritual and educational organization here in Kingston. And we also are the trust for the Pauline Oliveras. I've worked for Deep Listening Institute for a good decade. So I know Linda actually from another life. So hi, Linda.
Oh.
And so I look forward to meeting you, Allison. I know we're going to meet you in June in person at the Maverick Concert Hall of directors meetings to meet and greet you, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our community.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. I'm really looking forward to that gathering and to visiting Maverick. And I appreciate you guys working with me on that as well.
Me too. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
That's great. Susie, I don't know, Susie, if you finally can hear us. It seems like no, but you can see Susie.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yay!
Hey,
Yes. Oh,
oh my God, that was a nightmare. Anyway, yes, Allison, hi. We met, I'm on the committee for the Ulster County Executive Arts Awards. So I've been with the commission since the inception, and been working with Arts Mid-Hudson for many, many, many years. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in person.
Thank you, Susan.
thank you, Susan. So, Alison, would you like to share something about you so we can know you better?
Yes. Well, I didn't really, I thought I was just going to be listening in, so I didn't really come prepared with anything, but.
Don't worry, 2 minutes only.
Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, great. I think I can handle 2 minutes. So, so I'm really thrilled to be part of Arts Mid-Hudson and join the Arts Mid-Hudson team. I feel like, you know, I have been here since February, but I'm still very much on a listening and learning curve and meeting people and, you know, looking forward to meeting more people, reconnecting with people I have met, understanding the fabric and the network of the way the community is put together and the way everything works. I was actually just, and you know, the awards are coming up on June 15th at Wiltwick. We're going to go back and revisit Wiltwick for the awards, and we're super excited about having those in person this year as well, to get back to that. Yesterday, I was just in Kingston to meet with Tim Weedman, who's the Director of Economic Development. And we took this really great tour of the IBM facility. I'm kind of an architecture geek anyway, so I was like super excited about that sort of mid-century industrial thing going on there, and just the development opportunity there, and that they're looking to, you know, I think it's 30,000 square feet for the community, and getting to have a conversation with him about all that, and we'll keep in touch on that. So, you know, I'm slowly getting out there, and we're on board for Arts Walk Kingston for the summer. We've already got that lined up. I mean, for next September. So, you know, Kingston and Ulster County are a really super happening place. And I will just say a little bit about my history. I was in the city for 40 years, you know, working as an artist and arts administrator, but I'm upstate now. And also all those years I was in the city, I spent summers in Phoenicia, and, you know, stayed at the Duchess Anne very often in Mount Trimper, and just always loved the area. And I'm just so thrilled to be upstate with all of you now. So thank you, and I look forward to more.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you and welcome. And yeah, definitely. We look forward to do more stuff. We already started doing some things at the beginning when you were just landing. We were in a rush for a few things. So I hope that now we can have like more time to definitely continue with those projects. So that's great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm gonna pass it to you, Kit, so we can have a brief discussion of your report before going to the committee's update.
I'll be very brief.
Perfect.
Because I took most of the meeting the last time. But I just wanted to give you the update from Ruth Ann. The city is advertising to hire that ARPA manager. They will join the grants management staff, but they will be managing the entire $17 million grant over the next 5 years. And I put the announcement right here in a link. Please, you know, review it. And if you know anybody good that can, you know, fill that position, it's pretty intense. You know, you do need to know municipal, and you also need to know how to manage a major federal grant, all the pieces that go along with it. So we're just hoping to, you know, develop the checklist to help us ensure we're meeting the federal procurement contracting requirements, very stringent, everybody knows federal grants. So, you know, hopefully the programs will begin to roll once the manager is here, hopefully late summer. I'm going to move on to just a reminding us that from that 2021 Kingston State Agricultural Report, the question, what is missing? One, coordination of events and collective marketing was number one, and number two, transportation to arts and cultural events around Kingston. This also applies countywide. I've been hearing a lot of concerns about it, especially as the gas prices roll up. And I know there's mention constantly of UCAT, but I don't know what that means and how that applies to getting people to our free events. This goes to, you know, around Kingston, but this also goes to around Ulster County. You know, I look at New Paltz, and New Paltz doesn't have what we have here in Kingston, and I would love it if there could be transportation, some kind of way. Frank Waters has this huge thing going on with the circus and everything in a couple of weeks. Harambe is going to be doing Juneteenth. You know, Drew, he's got a pop-up going on. We've got so much going on. And, you know, I will be having, of course, the music in the parks. So we're merging it. It's going to be music and movies in the parks. And we're moving around the neighborhoods to make sure that we touch everyone. But we're just, you know, after the 2 years of COVID shutdown, we really would love to have the children and families in our area have a good summer. So, that's just a question that comes up constantly, and I don't know what the answers are. But I'm hoping that we can, just come together, maybe offline, and just start to talk about how maybe, I don't know what the UCAT does other than provide the service that it provides. But during the weekend, later in the day when so much is going on everywhere, and how can we, just kind of bring the partners together to talk about that, because it's an issue.
Has there not been a formal meeting with UCAT to discuss possibilities?
No, I was just told that there's a new director.
Uh-huh.
So I will be in touch.
What about the school bus companies? I mean, like Ethan Allen, that's sitting right there. Do they do things on weekends?
I don't see them, and I tried that in Ulster, and the bill was very high.
Yeah.
It was, for one summer, 6 weeks, it was like to move around and get people back and forth to campus. It was like 250 grand that the bus company would need. It was
expensive. It's
yeah.
really expensive.
So, I would really like to keep this on the agenda.
Yeah.
I will be reaching out to the new director to see if, I know there is a purpose for that, but, for perhaps some of our major events, when we have a lot of the things going on for the kids, the poor and forgotten Ellenville. I always think about the poor and forgotten Ellenville. We got a lot of kids out there that would just have a ball coming into Kingston for a day.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a new art center that's forming in Ellenville.
I heard, and we need to get out there and support that as well. So anyway, I did mention.
Are you, pardon me for interrupting, are you thinking primarily on the weekends?
I'm thinking during the weekends, we have so much
just weekends.
Yeah, to add. Because we know the UCAT runs around during the day and we have some hours, but it looks like they stop
So
early evening.
there's a lot of issues going on with UCAT right now, and the director has a lot to prepare. Part of it is that there's just not as many drivers as there used to be. And so they're not able to fulfill their own routes. And so the big push, I think, right now is to actually get them to fulfill the routes on a more consistent basis, because you're having people who are standing at stops. It says on the mobile app, your bus will be there, and then it never shows up. So
Wow.
I think this is important. I think this is going to be lower on the priority list for the new director.
Okay, so Lisa just said, let's get that Kingston trolley up and running again. I saw
That, I
that.
think, honestly, I think that's a more viable solution to this than trying to get the UCAT system to bend to something like this at this moment.
Okay.
So we need to lay some tracks?
Well, no, isn't it not a track trolley, right? Isn't it?
I think that's a trolley museum, you're going along the strand.
Well, I mean, realistically though, isn't there a trolley that's a?
Yes, but before COVID, the trolley was taking kids from the high school to different sports activities, and that was almost every day. So, but I don't know who was managing that. I just remember seeing the trolley bus picking every afternoon the kids from the high school to take them sometimes from the high school there in Broadway to the Miller School there in Lake Catherine, or to the Deet Stadium, because, for the lacrosse or football or soccer or for those activities. And it was a trolley bus.
Do you know who owns it?
I have no idea. I imagine that it was the city, but that was also, I'm not sure if that was before or after UCAT took also the city buses. So I don't know. That's something to ask for the city, to ask somebody in the city.
Who's the head of transportation in the city now? Is there somebody who's at transportation?
I don't know.
It'd be interesting to find out.
But I heard some conversations going on about restoring that trolley.
The trolley, okay.
Yeah, so hopefully that will be up and running by the summer. But again, that does not, and I'm just saying, as I move around the county, and I hear from, families or people in New Paltz or Rosendale, and how can we get, our children and families up to Kingston to enjoy as well and have a good summer as well. So it's like you say, it's probably down the road because there are other issues, and I didn't know that we were having the shortage of drivers. There's a shortage of a lot of things going on, and it's pretty daunting. So anyway, let me move on because we have the two projects to talk about. As you know, I reached out as far as my budget is concerned to talk about capacity building and get some feedback from members who could spend time with me. And the top seems to be to work on that citywide shared calendar. I did spend time with the mayor on this. You know, we have work that has been done on a comprehensive arts community database. But it's just providing you the link, or if you go to the map, it's the name of the organization, but it gives you no information. So I feel like we really need to, you know, update that. Of course, if this work was done in 18 and then again in 21, a lot of these, the names that we see are no longer here. And there's a lot of newcomers coming in, and whether or not they have a building, Linda Law, it should be named some kind of way, shape, or form that they are functioning here. So that's 1 and 2. And, you know, I also heard from several of you that, you know, we really need to launch a real social media PR campaign for the commission and my office. So I'll be keeping up with you on email, if we could work together by email on this, because we got to move this forward and get some bids out there. I am so glad that our housing director, who spoke to us last month, asked that I sit on the panel for the 615 Broadway.
That was great.
I was honored to be representing affordable as well as the deep listening space. And we're very impressed with one, but we want to sit and interview both. But I was just really impressed with one of the submissions. Very beautiful.
And they said they would take it without the gas station?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And just.
That's a good news.
A lot of thought. I know that we will, Bartek said that there will be a public process.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna make sure that the commissioners know, because it would be great for you to hear from, you know, these,
So the names are not public yet?
no,
Okay. Just curious.
will be soon, but we really thought we should talk. There's some things going on, you know, we talk about parking, we have talked about a few other things, but, I'm very happy that we got, the bidder that we got. I think that's about it. You know, I'm out there pounding the pavement like Allison.
Can I ask
Yes.
about the budget? Like, where did things finally land with the budget? Your budget?
Where I just said, I'll be keeping up with you by, I spoke with the mayor after speaking with all of you.
Right.
And so now we need to work by email, but also, speaking with Ward, you know, I've been talking to, prospective consultants who would be invited to bid, looking at try to nail down what that RFP looks like.
Right, but I'm talking about your overall budget that you worked on, getting it approved by the mayor.
Your departmental budget.
Yeah.
That's part of it. We don't really feel like we should move forward unless we actually do this as well, because the process is so daunting. So we'll have to do it twice, and we need to move the consultant piece along too, and add that as far as the modification.
Okay.
So it's when you say, here you say consultants and you have 3, 1, 2, 3. Can one consultant do all of it, or
I don't think
3
so.
separate consultants?
The consultants that I've been, you know, just having inquiries with,
So when is your budget modification due?
it's not due any time, but I needed to move because the
okay.
process, you know, if we were to submit.
What your plan? Yeah.
It would probably be, we'd have the go ahead and be able to spend the money in July.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, I really want to follow up. You know, the mayor, after I talked to all of you, I talked to the mayor. I'm meeting with him again tomorrow, and I want to be able to, and again, I spent the time since talking to you all, as Ward suggested, to, you know, and the mayor as well, and talking to, you know, some of these consultants that do this kind of work. And, you know, many were just saying, there's no way that I can do the calendar as well as, you know, the database. One said, I don't want the calendar at all, because she has, it's someone who is well-known. I've talked to Kingston Happenings and a few others, but this is Echo 66, and write this down. It's called Inside and Outside Upstate New York. It's new, and it's gorgeous, and it's free, unless you want a premium package. And Kingston is the first button you see because we're happening upstate New York, and it is beautiful. And since she's working on that, she's not really sure if she can help us with these, but she wants to spend some more time with me to talk about how we get this done, help perhaps with the RP. She sits on the board at CPW.
Can you divulge her name?
Echo 66.
That's her name.
That's her company.
No, her name.
Terra DeRosa.
Thank you.
Yeah. And again, I've talked to Kingston Happenings, spending some time with Chronogram, but there's a few other consultants as well that I'm trying to reach. This is a really busy time for everybody.
What was the nature of the conversation or the conclusion with Kingston Happenings, if I can ask?
Well, there hasn't been no conclusion as yet. I just let them know I've sent them to the pages of the master plan that this looks at. And we're going to get back together and talk, but we're inviting everybody to bid once we do put that RP together. And thank you for telling me that you'll help me, Ward. Because I have to move pretty quickly, and Peter as well, and any of the other commissioners that can help me with that, because we do, it's time to move.
Yeah.
You know, if we sat on a certain body of money a whole year, we do need to move it. And I think that the best way to do that is to actually, and I did get called in, this is important to know, because I'm a stickler for emergency management planning. And we have sprawled so much, and we continue to sprawl with the arts and culture piece in this city, as well as other businesses coming in. We have a lot going on. And when I got a call from the deputy chief of police asking me, do you have a calendar I can see? There's a lot going on. And I said, no, I don't. And then I talked about the Center for Photography, Woodstock, Kingston's grand opening. And I looked around and I actually saw, I think I saw that by the time we had the swell, it was like 200 maybe total. Yeah. And they didn't know that gathering was occurring. We wouldn't know unless you're needing a permit. And I go back to, my days, when I served Sullivan College, and I wrote the grant for the emergency management plan. And we do need to, we have a lot of new police officers. They don't really know these buildings. We really need mitigation. We need training, drills for everyone. And we also need people to feel, our creatives to feel comfortable calling and just saying, okay, we don't want to bother you, but we probably will have about 250 people at this party tonight, so that they know, so that they're aware. And, again, that was another reason why I feel that this database needs to be updated, and it would be a good investment so that we all know what's going on as well. And then we can work on that shared calendar. What Terra DeRosa stated was that we probably won't, if we can start on this database now, we'll be able to look at a shared calendar if that consultant can work over the winter for spring, summer, and fall of 23. That pilot, the mayor says, if it's successful, then we can go back to the funding sources. We can go back to the city and say, this deserves a full-time staff person to follow up with this shared calendar, because it needs a dedicated person if we're really going to do this properly. And it was mentioned prominently, not only in the master plan, but in the need. What's missing? When I looked at all the surveys and what people were saying, we lack collaboration, cooperation, because this one doesn't know what the other one's doing. We also, for marketing purposes, if we could write it and we could just do one click and we can see what's going on this calendar. And the people that I'm talking about are the same people that are doing all the work. So no, they don't have time to follow up and put enter their data on 30 different free sites. I think the city can serve the community well by really focusing on this. So I'm going to follow up in writing, because as Marilena says, 1.5 hours is not long enough. But if you can work with me, online.
This is important stuff.
Yeah. And
definitely there should be somebody dedicated to that, even if it's a part-time something.
Somebody to work for
because it's a real responsibility.
For job, yeah. Some of this is community outreach. She's one person wearing about 20 hats. I'm sensitive to her because I share an office with her, and I tiptoe around her because I feel her and how busy she is. And it would be great if we could justify through this pilot, and I think it would work, and I think that we could have buy-in. So that's all I have. I don't want to take up any more time because we've got a couple of
That's great.
projects
That's great.
and Bailey should be talking about now. And Susan Lynn, if we can still hear her.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
In order to prevent an extended warranty from expiring, I am sorry, I have another call coming in and it's about my warranty. Oh, go away.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's gone. Oh no, it's mute.
I just muted her because.
Thank you. I mean,
Okay.
Oh my God. Well, Susie, yeah. So if I'm
Yeah,
I'm unmuted now.
okay, good. Go ahead, Susie, with Distinguished Artist.
perfect.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, you guys.
No
Yeah, so we had a meeting today about the distinguished artist. Kit and I had lunch with Jaguar Mary last week, and she's very invested in this. If you can, if you think I'm speaking out of turn, Kit, let me know. I think
Susie, I don't think Jaguar Mary goes by she pronouns.
They.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, they're very invested in this, and they want to use this as a learning opportunity and as a tool, as a getting involved with the Tubman sculpture. And, they also want to think about how we look at the award and how it might evolve over the years. So Kit and I were really excited. JM I said, what would you like us to call you? Jaguar Mary? And she said, you can call me JM, you can call me Jaguar Mary. I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a really, might shake things up a bit. So the reception is coming along nicely. We're going to spend less money on the reception. I'm going to cater it, and Anne's going to help, and Lisa's going to help. And so we're going to give Jaguar Mary $1,000 instead of $500. That was one of her concerns, was the having to do 2 events. We have an invitation that is being printed tomorrow. We'll get printed invitations, about 200. We'll give some to each of the commission members, and we have a digital one that will be going out. I'd like Summer to put it in the mayor's weekly newsletter, and I'll give it to all of you folks if you could please send it out. And we have a program that we're putting together, and if I'm forgetting anything, Anne, Lisa, Maria, Elena, or Kit, let me know.
Yeah, I just want to thank you, Susan Lynn, for all the hard work you've done, and also just going ahead and offering to cater. I talked to the mayor about when Jaguar Marriott had said, $500 stipend, but you want 2 projects, that minimizes what I'm able to do. I think she should be on a task force of some sort, because she is really involved with community, with the arts, and, individual artists, the LGBTQ. I mean, she's just got everything going on, and very smart.
They, yeah, don't forget that the pronoun is they.
Huh? I'm sorry, they. And I just feel like they would be of value in serving her 2 years, because I think that she's gonna, like Susan said, they are going to create something very abundant that can be a model for the future for this award.
And also I would like to commend them for pointing out that the award should be given because whatever has been done until now. So if on top of that, there are 2 events that we would like the awardee to bring for the community, that should come after that. I remember, Susie, that you shared that, and I completely agree with that. You know, if you are receiving an award because you have the merits for an award, we cannot say that, you know, oh, here's the award, but also there is a condition for the award that you need to do 2 extra works. So those works should be paid separately. So I'm glad that we are, I don't know how we are accounting this money, but if before we had $500 for the award, and then we have $500 as a stipend for 2 events, I don't know exactly how that's gonna be handled, but I'm glad that that's the case, because also it was my concern before that maybe, you know, the investment on the awardee was less than, for instance, the investment on the reception, because I think that the important thing is to precisely highlight the merits of the awardee. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, also, I just like to, we had discussed at the meeting this afternoon that Matt will look at the posters to see if they can help us with setup, serving and everything, but hopefully all commissioners would be able to help out too with setup, since we're.
Can you say the date again?
The date is the 26th of May, in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks from today.
It's a Thursday, yeah.
And we'll be here at 3 o'clock, I guess, setting up, right? Is that what you said?
We're gonna set up at 4:30, and I think it's really important for all commissioners to be there.
Yep.
You should invite all our council people, and please use your mailing list to use the
To share the invite, yeah.
graphic and send it to your mailing list, and maybe follow up with a call just to really get people out. We're going to follow whatever the protocols are of the time, but I think people who don't feel safe won't come, but I think a lot of us feel safe, and maybe we'll wear our masks, but we'll all be there. This is really the first big arts thing that's happened in City Hall in almost 3 years. So, yeah.
And what time is the event?
The event starts at 5:30. It's got the ceremony followed by the reception. On the ceremony is in the council chambers at 5:30, followed directly by the reception that is on the first floor, right outside of the mayor's office in the hallway there, like it was.
Until 7. Lisa has the hand raised. So Lisa, you wanted to add something?
I just had a couple questions. Is the press release out?
I did send, I asked JM what the title of the film is that she would like to present that night. I haven't heard back from her. I think Summer is just holding, and if we don't get the name of the film by tomorrow, I'm just going to have her go ahead and send out the release.
Right.
Yeah, I think we go ahead, Lisa, Susie. I think we just go ahead because, you know, the rest of it can be on the program.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we can only.
We can just say a short film.
That's going to be a screening, exactly.
Yeah.
And then one
Okay.
more thing, are we sending, Susie, did you send special invitations to the panelists?
I will. And we talked about that when we met, and they all have the date. So, but I will follow up with them.
That would be great. And then, of course, all our council people, we want to try to get them there that night.
Yeah.
So
I'm
going
to bring some people from Newport that are fans of Mary Jower X. So, and that are very excited by the news.
Have we looked at a public service announcement from Radio Kingston?
Summer was going to get in touch with Radio Kingston to see if they could stream it live that evening. I'll follow up with her tomorrow to see if she's done that.
Okay. Also, if they would be willing to do free public service announcements, and I think that would be worthy to. to come.
I agree. And also remember that that Mary Jaguar has a program, a weekly program. Indeed,
Yes.
it's almost daily. It's more than once a week.
It's three days a week. It's
Okay,
Sunday through Tuesday.
Okay, great. That's great.
So yeah, I definitely Radio Kingston could
I have,
be.
I have an
Yes,
announcement to
yes.
make. I'm sorry I didn't say it at the beginning. We have a hard, the zoning board will have a hard start at 6 p.m. today. So we should try to wrap up.
Oh yeah. Okay, perfect. So, well, I guess that Susie, you have the Distinguished Artist Award really moving forward, so we can keep following up through email. So, Anne, would you like to give us updates on Harriet Tubman?
Sure. The county at this point is waiting to hear from us. Talked to Odyssey yesterday,
Okay.
and the statue will arrive on November 1. And the county, as you know, has kindly offered to assist in every way possible, getting the statue from the truck and also back on the truck when her time is up here in Kingston. Kit and I have been talking about something at the Old Dutch Church and on that Friday. So if you tentatively want to put that on your calendar,
Yeah, January. No.
you know, the county executive is now running for Congress. So
Oh, yeah.
that may be changing some of the ribbon cutting, but originally he said he was going to do a ribbon cutting. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. But I will definitely be, you know, I've just gotten back. I will definitely be in touch with the county in the next few days to talk to their team about how we're going to work together on this. And then Kit and I will, and others will talk about programming around this. So
Is Lisa,
And
is
I wanted to
Lisa
let
involved
you
in
know,
this?
I'm sorry. I wanted to let you know that I'm in touch with Susan Harris of the Kingston Farm Project to work with the youth who I work with on the county level to name Sojourner Truth Day in Ulster County. And we're talking about maybe doing something along the same lines with Harriet Tubman. And so I just started the conversations about how the youth might be involved, but they're really an amazing group of young people and should be involved in this project.
Well, we should talk about it some more, definitely around the programming, because Kit has made some suggestions. One of them is our presentation of a play. The name of it is Finding North on that Friday night. And actually, Gloria Waslin, who is actually a very good writer, has written a play that involves Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman. And yes, and so maybe we can talk about how that could work together with the Farm Project kids.
Sure.
But we should meet at another time, a sidebar on this. I want to mention that a letter is going out for fundraising, and I really appreciate the people who have stepped forward already to donate to this incredible project and this opportunity for Kingston. But if you could share it as commissioners with your lists and make sure that they know about this. And that letter will probably go out at the beginning of next week. And I see Kit's hands. Go ahead, Kit.
Yeah. I'm just reminding us that we've got to include Margie in our meetings as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if we can, because you and Ann and I are going to be meeting with the mayor just to talk about the route that the lady will be taking, because that involves police, DPW, fire, everybody. But we're also going to be talking about, you know, other whatever logistics. And, you know, from there, perhaps we can have a Zoom really, you know, soon. I mean, we got a little time, but you know, I was trying to see about getting the Tuskegee Airmen. I was trying to also, now that I have a date and a kind of a time that we're going to be doing stuff, the Buffalo Soldiers at West Point, because she was the, you know, biggest and baddest veteran we know of all time. But I just want to say that I did talk to Rob Sweeney, And I just asked him to hold Friday and rolled over to Saturday afternoon at Old Dutch, and that was available, so I just pinned it.
That's Friday after November 1st.
Yeah, she arrives in November 1st. I think it should be grand. I know that Ann's been in talk with, you know, of course, our Black Panthers, Tyrone Wilson, Drew Andrews, Frank Waters, they're all looking parade-ish, but also the churches, the choirs. You know, there's so many people that, you know, whenever I mention, because, you know, with Finding North, I just topped it up. And the next thing you know, it's like, well, I already have a sponsor, I'm on it, please can we do it? Finding North was commissioned by NEA. David Gonzalez is an award-winning storyteller and an author. So, I mean, that was just an automatic thing. Just as soon as you start mentioning this, people are like, can I be a part of this? And, you know, it's at a good time she's coming, a very good time she's coming, because it's November.
That's great.
And the county has suggested too, that they would like to throw some kind of reception party. So this really has turned out incredibly well.
And yeah, didn't you talk to Bardavon, I mean, UPAC as well about a movie?
Yes. So I've talked about them, and I'll follow up with the chair, or the past chair of the board about
It
that.
was a movie, it was a documentary. I just sent Ann a link to it, and it basically is more of a environmental movie. It talks about how nature supported and protected the runaway slaves.
Yeah.
You know, how, you know, the leaves and you know, what they ate along their route, and, you know, just, it's incredible. And it's not very well known, but it's a beautiful documentary.
Another person would be Susan Stesson-Cohn, given her book.
Oh, yeah, that's
Why
right.
did you mention that?
Runaway slaves. Right.
Yeah, well, that's why I want Margie to see what she's thinking about, because, you know, we talked to her, Ann, a long time ago, so I'm sure she's thinking about what the library is going to be doing program-wise and book-wise.
And hopefully the Rear Center, and I know Laura from Draw is going to be working with the students, and tie in Ben Wigfall, our own local hero. So there's so many opportunities here. I hope at the next meeting, we can do a deeper dive on this to get ideas, and then maybe have a subgroup from this group that works on.
So we can give a good chunk of time. I was going to say good chunk of money. Time on the agenda for Harriet.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah. But and I was asking before at the county, is Lisa Berger involved in this, or you are dealing directly with Pat Ryan?
Yes, directly. But so of course she should be involved with this. I've talked to Tim about it as well.
Okay.
Because it's around tourism and economic development, and they both represent those departments. But then, of course, you know, I've talked to other departments as well about the significance of this. I mean, all of us will be touched in really deep and wonderful, powerful ways through this experience. And I think if we embrace it, all of us with our creative thoughts and energies will turn it into something pretty spectacular.
So what I'd like to say is that, you know, as soon as we can line up the talent, we'll put it out there. Because it's certainly, there's so much going on. By the summertime, we can be flying these flyers everywhere. The art walk, celebration of the arts, we get so much going on. So that's why I'm like kind of anxious to, well, not anxious, but you know what I mean. I'm just excited to get the lineup, get the programming in order, as, you know, with the library, Old Dutch and what have you, so that we can, I know you guys are coming in a couple of minutes, we'll be out. Yeah, so thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. It's precious to me.
I thank Susie and others who initiated this, and Matt was really happy to be involved and be a sponsor, and other sponsors are out there that have generously stepped up to make this happen. It's if you look at the master plan, and I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again, that this is exactly what the master plan calls for. It's collaboration, it's inclusion. It's about talking about, our community, making sure all our community is included in this, and also our history together. And we really need to look at this if we're going to grow as a culture and as a people. So
I think it was Susie that said earlier, unite the community. Because, we are a united community, but we are also a broken community.
Yeah.
And there's so much about this coming, Harriet coming, that will work to unite the community.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I would like, I would like the Alianza also to include something adapted to the Hispanic communities in Kingston. So maybe we can do something there too.
Great. I love this because we all belong to each other, and we're going to be stronger when we all see each other and understand each other. So
Absolutely. So we got a signal, 10 minutes to the next scheduled meeting. So we got
Okay.
5.
Well, I guess that okay, I'm gonna include Anne for the next agenda, like the main discussion to go in detail more with Harriet, and also we will have some more updates for that day. But if there is no other announcement, oh yes.
Oh, I just want to look at something here. Our next meeting is June 9th, and that is also a big RUPCO event that night. So I'm hoping, well, if I could go early in discussing Harriet, because I plan to go to that event.
Okay, I will put you as the first point in the agenda. Thank you for
and if other people want to come out for that, it's at the Senate garage, and you know how important RUPCO's been to our community. So I'm promoting the event.
What time does it start?
Sorry?
It's at 6, I think. The start time is at 6 or 7?
5:30.
5:30, yeah, so it's early. Okay, so we will put you at the first point of the agenda. And by the way, and that day, I'm not gonna be here in Kingston, but I will connect through on Zoom, okay?
You know what, Anne, why don't you and I just get together and we can talk, and then I can present and you don't have to be there.
Oh, okay. However that works, but I think, Kit should be in on that, and maybe Lisa and
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
We've got a good team of people. And again, I encourage everybody to be involved with this in every way that they can think and be creative around it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and let's stay in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
guests.
Thank you.